Salute to the Lord gang, it's your boy DionsAura back for another video today, and we gonna be watching. I explored the world of pool size studies to debunk the 6-inch myth. I don't know what the 6-inch myth is. I don't know what the world of this science is. I just figured some of y'all might want to hear this for a confidence boost and something. You know, I'm doing this for the Or gang, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for y'all, you know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, let's get into this video.
Have a guess. If you said how big is average, go on, have a guess.
All right, chat, have a guess. How big is average? I'm going to say average is 9. 9. Yeah, it should be 9, right?
If you said 6 inches, or about 15 centimeters, or more, you'd be wrong. Where did
cause it's like 9, right?
The 6-inch myth come from, and what's really normal?
Also, I had somebody comment on my last video and tell me to stop talking during the video and stop yapping. This is my channel, bitch. I'm gonna yap as much as I want, first off, but valid criticism. I'll pause the video every time I want to talk now. My fault, my boy. My fault, gang. Hey, real Oregon shit. My fault. I can accept. I got humility. I can accept when you right. So I only talk when I pause the video. My fault, gang. But you still bitch, though.
If you're a guy, you've probably wondered, what is average?
9. I've been saying this. The average is 9 inches.
Mine or what's ideal? And can I make it bigger? As I dug into the research to find the truth, I was surprised to find decades of bad science has created an epidemic of misinformation and penis anxiety. Lie back, relax, and join me in a deep dive into the funny world.
Why did he just tell me to lie back and relax while I'm watching a video about this specific topic? Don't try to peek. Bro, he's trying to tell me to lie down and relax because what is he going to do? Is this a ditty? What is he going to do to me, bro?
Penis size research.
The origin story. So we're going back
history,
to the beginning.
The penis has been a symbol of masculinity and power. In the modern day, the media, porn, and locker room comparisons have further emphasized larger penises. What you might not realize is that bad science has also contributed to myths around larger penises and what is normal. This began with the famous 20th.
All right, chat.
Contributed to myths around larger penis.
Who's this one and who's this one? All right, you got two options. You got two options, bro. Me and y'all, nigga. Which one is whose? Which one is whose, chat? I'm not gonna say. I can't say.
This began with the famous 20th century sex researcher Kinsey and his colleagues. From almost 3,000 men, they reported the mean erect length was 6.21 inches. This
Whoa. What? Oh, that's crazy.
Was then backed up by multiple studies in the 1990s onwards, with one reporting 6.3 inches. 2 studies in gay men reported even larger sizes.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you have to go into like the points of like length, then you already like you care too much, bro. Honestly, you care too much, bro. If we're doing like 6.2435, like bro, just 6 point what? That's it. It doesn't need to be more than that, bro. If you're already doing more than that and you lost and you're insecure, bro, look, if you got a tiny thing, just know how to maneuver that thing. You know what I'm saying? If you got a big thing, know how to maneuver that thing, bro. One's not really better than the other. It's really, like, bro, at the end of the day, it's really how you use it. Are you going to use it good? That's really all you need to know, bro. Like, just practice with it, bro. Dude, there's cons to both.
Of around 6.5 inches. By the 21st century, the idea that the average was 6 inches or more had set in. In a 2014 study, men asked to estimate the average length, on average, said it was 6.22 inches.
Okay.
But could all these studies be wrong?
Yeah, isn't the average actually like 5 something? It's like 5'5", right?
A review analyzing 43 penis studies from around the world found chaos and bad science, with different methods and rampant bias leading to variable results.
I'm
the problems
tired,
can be summarized into a few main
factors.
Reliability, getting the same result each time, and lack of standard measurement methods.
Do y'all get tears coming out of your eyes when you're tired, or is that just me?
Which can itself be split into 2 important types: volunteer bias and social desirability bias. In all studies finding the average is over 6 inches, the men were measuring themselves. The Kinsey research involved getting men to measure their tools and then post the results in the mail to researchers. But that's not the only issue, which you'll soon see. Self-reporting is extremely unreliable. What we find with self-reported size is that men struggle to measure correctly.
Why is she looking at that banana like that, bro? She's looking at the banana like she's about to go ham on that. Like, why is she looking at it so like intrigued? It's a banana. Just get your potassium and go, my baby. talking about
and
here?
can't get the same result each time, even when they're told how to measure it. In fact, in one study, this lack of reliability was found even when gay men's partners measured the penis twice, 3 months apart. Plus, there is a lack of standardization in the methods used between studies, even for basic things like where you place the ruler and when to measure, flaccid or erect. Realistically, this can only be addressed by having a scientist trained to measure in a specific and exact way.
Remember, I picked this video for y'all. I'm trying to help y'all feel better about yourselves, bro. Look, everybody should be happy no matter what they got, you know what I'm saying? No matter what they got, bro, you should be happy. I'm not gonna lie to you though. Let me just, yeah, 9's average, bro. Y'all should be happy with what you got though, bro.
Each time. It was only just a few years ago that recommendations for how to measure accurately were published for doctors and researchers. This has posed a problem for scientists trying to combine the data from different studies too. Serious literature reviews are forced to discard many decades worth of studies that don't align with the methods we use today. An even bigger problem is volunteer bias. How you find men to take part in research could have a big impact. In the Kinsey study,
that's facts,
only
bro,
half
because
of
some
men
men will be like,
invited to
yeah,
join
I'll measure
did,
when they know that
and
they
were
got
only being
cans.
asked to measure at home.
It's not
and then
accurate.
their
You
results,
need random
which
people
you'd
to
think
select
might
random
make things feel
individuals.
anonymous and easier. In a study of gay and bi men, researchers found men by literally approaching them on the street as they walked past a booth. In that study,
imagine that study though, like you're just walking down the street going to work or going to your girl house or going to your boy house or whatever, bro, and some dude stands next to you, he's like, hey buddy, hey pal, you want to come in this alley with me real quick and measure that size? It's for a research study. It's for a research study. I need to measure your size and pull the hands down and just check face to face a little bit, maybe grab it a little bit, you know. It's for a research purpose. Like, imagine that, bro. Imagine doing that, bro. Like that would be so weird, bro. I'm just imagining someone coming up to the street and like to me on the street just being like, hey yo, just put your pants down, bro. I just want to measure. It's for research, bro. It's for Harvard, bro. Like, come on now. Like, that's
found 65% of gay and bi men said that their penises
how
were
do you
between
get people on the
6 to
street
10 or
to show
more
you their,
inches.
you know, their Johnson?
In one 1997 study, researchers recruited men with newspaper ads and by going to meetings of Gay Naturists International and saying they'd have their penises photographed with a measurement scale in the background. Think about this.
My yawn,
if you were invited to join a study of penis size, would you say yes? What if it meant measuring it at home and writing it down in a survey? What about if that meant going to a lab? What if it meant having someone else measure you in that lab while erect? What if it meant having someone else measure you in that lab after injecting your penis with something to get you hard, while you watch porn selected by someone else? Whether the study involves measuring yourself at home or having a scientist measure it for you, you have to be a certain kind of person to say yes. Perhaps the well-endowed kind. It's hard to know how much volunteer bias affects the...
They're not wrong, and volunteer bias is definitely a factor in this because not everyone's going to sign up for this if they're insecure about it. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. No shame about it. But yeah, definitely volunteer bias would be weird for this. You got to get random people. How do you get random people, though? That's what I want to know. How would you get a random person to do shit like that? Like, how would you be like, hey, yo, bro, just pull it down. Just pull it down. Just pull it down. I need to see it. I need to see it. Like, bro, how do you...
results. But given the problem of social desirability bias, it's almost certainly significant. Speaking of which, social desirability bias. How often do men lie about their height, even when they're an average or above average height? How often do people, and especially women,
so
lie
they don't
about
actually
food
measure it,
intake
they just
and
take their
body
word
weight?
for it?
When
That's
people
not accurate
self-report
data,
their body
bro.
measurements,
People be lying.
they exaggerate the good and underreport the bad.
Me,
in each of us, when
chat,
asked
I
the
would
question,
never lie.
There is a war between saying what is true
I would
and what we
never
think
lie
will
about
win
that,
approval,
chat.
and often lying to present
I would
yourself as
never
more socially
lie, bro.
desirable
Like, what are y'all
wins.
talking about?
This
Why
is
am I getting
pervasive
singled out
and
here?
extreme across studies, and it's been found that the degree of misreporting in health and nutrition research correlates with how much someone tends to respond in a manner seeking approval with societal expectations. It's not just lying to researchers. Often, people doing this are deceiving themselves to try and feel better. And yes, it also affects penis size. One 2019 study found that a man's social desirability score, how much he's willing to lie to look better, correlated with self-reporting a larger penis. The self-reported penis sizes in this study were extreme.
Dang.
And that's when the men only had to fill in an anonymous questionnaire. 31% said that their penis was 7 inches or more. 10%
Gang, it be these lying ass niggas, bro. Y'all do not all got 7 inches, bro. If 30% of the population has 7 inches, bro, it would be much more of an epidemic of the small people going, ugh, I can't find nobody because girls laugh at me. Like, bro, no, it's not happening, bro. Look, I would wager, bro, 5 is average. I would wager anything above 6 is probably 20% or less of the population. I'm just being real. I'm just being real, bro. I
said it was 8
guarantee
inches
I'm waiting.
while only 27% said it was less than 6 inches. What's clear is that men are competing with other men. In a 2014 study with men self-reporting penis size, men measuring their penis with their friends reported sizes on average 3/4 of an inch larger than men measuring on their own. Men think the average is 6.2 inches, but they also think the ideal penis is even larger than that, at 7.3 inches. And this also explains why studies have found gay bi men having larger sizes, increased social desirability. They're not just comparing against other men, but wanting to be desired by them too. Plus, penises are much more prominent in gay porn as well as gay culture more generally. Porn use is much more prevalent and accepted in the gay community too. This combination, along with volunteer bias, explains why gay men consistently report larger penises, with 65% in one study reporting that their penises were at least 6 inches. With
maybe that's correct in the gay community. I don't know. I'm not in that community, bro. But if 60% of gay men have 6+, that's, I don't know.
Also more likely to report larger penises. Self-reporting studies are just bad, with a single exception. A study where men were given an incentive for honesty in the form of a fitted condom. This study found a lower average length than other studies, but this incentive...
I wonder why. My nigga. I wonder why.
...isn't foolproof. This is the same study finding that men measuring themselves with friends reported larger penises. This study found an average of 5.57.
From 7, then down to 6, and now we're at 5. This is probably much more accurate of data, and that's what I was saying earlier. 5.5, bro. Forget the 7. Don't matter. 5.5 average. If you got that, bro, you're straight. If you got under that, that's tough, but you can still do what you gotta do, bro. But that's average. Stop letting these people say, oh, 6, oh, 7. Oh, most people on the earth have this. Oh, most people on the earth have that. No, bro, be yourself, bro. It doesn't. So they don't, first off. But even if they did, so what, bro? Just perfect the movement. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what the length is, bro. You just got to be good with it. I don't know how it muted, but. Sorry.
Unresolved bias. This figure is probably too high. So, what is the average penis size really? Studies where trained researchers measure the penises are much more reliable and accurate, eliminating social desirability bias. Still, let's include that single semi-reliable self-report study, which did try to use incentives to reduce exaggeration as a reference point. Across 8 studies of erect length where researchers measured it, averages ranged from 5.01 to 5.92 inches, with a combined average from 1,020 men of 5.42 inches. However, erection size varies significantly, even for the same person, based on things like mood, temperature, and recent sexual activity. Methods used to obtain an erection, like masturbation, pornography, drugs, and injections, whether or not a partner is there, all of it affects size. So scientists often measure the length when the flaccid penis is stretched out as far as possible, and have found it to be a reliable indicator of erect length when done correctly, meaning you can get around the issue of obtaining consistent erections in a lab setting. In a combined analysis of 13,719 men across 20 studies, researchers measured the average flaccid stretched length at 5.11 inches. However, there is still some uncertainty around the appropriate technique being used across studies. So, putting all of this together, it looks like the true average is somewhere between 5.1 to 5.5 inches,
so
and highly
it's
likely
like 5.
to be on the lower end of that range due to residual social desirability bias and volunteer bias affecting all studies. Estimates will improve over time, and just a few years ago, recommendations were made for how researchers and doctors and normal men at home can standardize measurements. However, standardized methods don't solve volunteer bias, which is very hard to study. It seems that the best researchers can do is not to take volunteers, rather use invitations, and hope that as many as possible accept that invitation, or use incentives to encourage participation. The acceptance rate will give an indication of the size of possible volunteer bias. The fewer people accept, the more likely it is that the volunteers skew the results. Further studies will need to find ways of dealing with this. So the average is probably close to 5.1 inches, and that's when pushing the ruler or tape measure into the bone, by the way. But how many men actually have 6 inches? Graphs called nomograms have been constructed using data from tens of thousands of men from the most reliable studies to help you find where you fall. There's also data on whether penis size is related to country, race, height, and even IQ, but that's a topic for another time. Let me know if you'd like to see that.
Like, what does
Using
country
this
have
data,
to do?
the average is 5.16
How would that
inches,
impact anything?
more than an inch smaller than data from self-reported studies.
Dang.
What's more, only about 10% of men are at least 6 inches, or about
I was wrong, I said 20, I was close though.
15 centimeters. And again, that's measuring from the bone. This is very different to men thinking that the average is 6.2 inches.
It's not at all.
Men also say the ideal length is 7.3 inches. That's a length bigger than nearly 100% of men. It really is a tiny fraction of men at that extreme. The 6-inch myth.
Why are they saying that that's ideal, bro? Do you realize that not every girl likes to have a horse? My nigga, do you realize that every girl doesn't like to have a goddamn stallion? My nigga, do you understand that, bro? There's gotta be small ones, bro. If it was just big ones, then it would be an issue biologically for a lot of people. A lot of girls don't even go that deep, bro. They goon ain't even that deep, gang. You're gonna hurt them. Like, we're talking about, it's not good to have 7.3. I guarantee. It's probably great for some people, biologically speaking, but for most people, probably not, gang. Be happy with your 5.1. Like,
and bad science has taken a toll, with most men thinking their penis is small, and only 58% of men satisfied with their penis. This has created a range of public health problems, eroding men's self-esteem and mental health,
it's just
leading to
creating
body
a lot of mental health problems
and
for
men
y'all, bro.
engaging in risky lengthening procedures that they don't need.
Yeah, there's
Fortunately,
procedures
educating men about what's
that can increase your length, but they're like expensive, and it also only increases your length by like less than an inch. It's not
really normal makes a difference. But what about women and gay men's partners? What do they actually want in a penis? And what if you still wish it was bigger? Fortunately, there's data on what your partner wants, and there are actually evidence-based, low-risk ways to significantly increase penis size, and penis lengthening science is entering a golden age. More on these questions in the next videos.
That's not a good thing, bro. It doesn't need to be in a golden age. It needs to be in the regular age where regular people live in the realm of reality, okay? You have a 5.1 or below, it doesn't matter. You can still do what you gotta do, have children like people have been doing for thousands of years, my nigga. It doesn't matter. You don't need 8.5, 7.3, 6.2. You don't need it, my boy. You don't need it. If you get laughed at, bro, tell that bitch to kick rocks and go get somebody that actually cares about you and not your pet girl. It's not hard, bro. It's not hard to understand. But go ahead, give that video a like, subs to the man, life science stories. He's popping off. He's got 3K subs and he's 440,000 views. That's amazing. But anyway, W video, W fucking Aura gang. I love y'all niggas. I will never stop loving y'all niggas. Y'all make my dreams possible, bro. I love y'all. Aura gang for life, bro.